Have you ever eaten one of these raw? Always best to undersalt and shit. Because you could always add more salt. You can't fucking take it away. Just saying. So let it rest for a minute. Pop that bitch in the oven when the veggies are out.
Here's one. What about self-forgiveness?
I think that's important, to forgive yourself. It's hard, and it's easier said than done, but, it's so important. It's not a bad thing to do.
Therapy?
It's important to, open up to a different person that's, not your friends or family, so that they're not always constantly burdened with your bullshit.
Welcome to the Collaborative Resource Hub by Wellness Provisions. We're bridging the gap between mental health, wellness, and rock and roll. I'm Amy McBride, owner of Wellness Provisions, the most badass wellness business. Hey, are you feeling a little stuck in life? I offer wellness coaching sessions. Book a session with me if you're seeking to get healthy and ahead. Sessions are available worldwide. And check this out. Wellness Provisions supplies rock and rollers with high-quality supplements. We've simplified your shopping experience and given you a trustworthy place to go where you can essentially shop blindfolded. And did you know all our Collaborative Resource Hub interviews air on YouTube as well as all major podcast platforms? Subscribe to stay in the loop. Go immerse yourself in the full Collaborative Resource Hub experience over on our website. You'll have access to helpful resources that will inspire and educate you. So let's inspire each other. If that guy did it, so can you. Last but not least, my legal disclaimer. Nothing in this interview or the Collaborative Resource Hub substitutes medical advice. Please connect with your GP if you need medical guidance.
All right, I want to preface this bonus episode with a quick little introduction. Matt was featured on the podcast back in Season 2, Episode 43. From that episode, we had the idea of doing a cooking show. Little did we know what it would actually be like to film. This was my first stab at filming a cooking show. It came out pretty cool, barring the fact I've never filmed someone cooking before. I recorded all of this with only my cell phone, no proper equipment, and no separate audio track to lay over. And Matt has never cooked on camera before, having to talk at the same time, but he did an amazing job, and it was so much fun after the initial frustration of figuring out what the fuck we were doing. Matt is the singer of San Diego-based Toxins, as well as co-singer of Human Issue. He has an incredible voice with amazing range. Definitely look up his bands if you don't already listen to them. Professionally, he's been a cook for over 10 years, working everywhere from bars to fine dining. This episode kicks off with a quick little intro after this little intro, followed by the cooking portion, and ending with an interview on all things mental health, while we eat the salmon, roasted cruciferous veg, and roasted potatoes he cooked for this episode. Bon appetit! So we have a very special podcast episode that you're only going to be able to see on YouTube because it's a cooking show. With Matt here from Toxins and Human Issue, and we made, and by we I mean he, made a bunch of food. What did you make that we're now eating, since you just made it? Now we're recording the intro.
Just pan-seared salmon, some roasted herb potatoes, and broccoli and colorful cauliflower.
What seasoning are you using?
Salt and pepper.
Keep it real.
Yeah. Real fucking simple. I'm fucking hungry. So I'm gonna roast these fucking veggies. It's cauliflower, broccoli, salt, pepper, some red pepper flakes, fucking potatoes.
What kind of potatoes?
I don't know what kind these are.
They're Yukons.
Yeah,
Yukon Gold potatoes.
There you go.
You've got some good, consistent dicing sizes.
Years of getting yelled at.
Really?
Yep.
That's something that I struggle with. I try so hard to make them the same size, whatever I'm cutting. Never.
Like uniformed and
Yeah.
shit? Yeah, I used to work for chefs that would get really butthurt about that. Some of these are probably a little too small. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going for a Michelin star here.
And it's just us eating this.
Yeah. Have you ever eaten one of these raw?
No.
Good.
Have you?
Yeah.
How thin did you cut them?
I have no idea. Pretty thin.
They look, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the thinness.
I like shallots more than onions.
Why?
They just have a better flavor to me, in my opinion. Just throw this bitch on here. Put some motherfucking pepper in it, because why not? This batch was hot. Me and my roommate usually eat these raw. This shit's been fucking us up.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Better when it's like cooked and shit, but it's like not as intense.
All right, so if someone's using a knife, you know how people pick up cutting boards, sort of, to just get the stuff into the bowl or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you use the blade or the back? Like the spine
I mean, it's
of...
safer to use the spine of the knife. You know, it's probably smarter, but a lot of times I'll just use the blade of the knife. It's just, you just gotta know kind of what you're doing.
But doesn't it dull the knife? You know, like, because dragging it on the cutting board.
Yeah, it probably does, yeah. I don't fucking know, dude.
But then you're working
That's why
in
you
a...
have knife sharpeners.
I was going to say, you're working in a kitchen that will sharpen the knives for you.
No, you sharpen your own.
Oh.
Use a whetstone.
I have one of those, and I'm scared to use it.
A little bit of olive oil, some sage. I like using fresh herbs for this shit, but I don't have that, so whatever. Time.
So I don't like using a whetstone, or I'm scared to, because you have to angle the blade like so perfectly, I thought, and keep it like super consistent, and I'm worried that I'll mess it up.
It's really not hard at all. You just gotta get someone to show you like one time, and then you'll pretty much pick it up. Really simple. But yeah, you do have to keep it like at a certain angle and like consistent. That nice and roly-poly. I hate this fucking salt. It's like super fine.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like you gotta be careful because it'll like oversalt.
Yeah, it's like 98% sodium chloride, 2% additives, and like stabilizers and shit.
Always best to undersalt and shit, because you could always add more salt. You can't fucking take it away. Just saying.
It's true.
It's very true.
Do you have a salt that you like to use?
I like to use like coarse salt, but it's still from, I think it's still from Morton.
Have you tried the Malden brand?
Maldon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked in restaurants where we use Maldon, but Maldon's like, that's like really only used on like certain things. Like, I mean,
and it's
I
like a
wouldn't,
finishing
salt,
salt,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a finishing salt.
Because I first used it when I was in Spain, and I thought it was, I'd never seen it in the United States before, so I just thought you could only get it in Spain, and then lo and behold, we sell it too.
Crusty ass bay leaves.
What makes like one of the best kitchens that you've worked in? Like, why was it a good kitchen?
Honestly, probably when I worked at Viga on the bank back in San Antonio. Just because, I don't know, I really liked the chefs there, and I made a lot of good friends there. Learned a lot there. Probably learned the most there than I have from most kitchens.
Why? Just the chefs were cooler and wanting to like teach you stuff?
Kind of. I don't know. I just liked them. They just really like, we all got along. Butter.
Grass-fed butter, nonetheless.
What? It's the best kind, I think.
I like grass-fed butter. Grass-fed anything I can get. Because generally, what that would also mean is that the cows are treated more humanely. Typically, that goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Cows are cool. I like cows. We don't want it to break.
So how do you keep it from breaking?
You just fucking do it right.
Temperature?
You gotta like do the fucking shallots and it's supposed to be peppercorn and bay leaf. You do that, like kind of like sauteing it a little bit, and then you just turn down the heat. I'm gonna keep this warm. Gonna let it rest for a minute. Pop that bitch in the oven when the veggies are out. I'm just getting this ready because I just had like a last minute idea. I wanted to like put it in that pan that I have the veggies on with like a little bit of butter and just like a fucking smashed up clove so it like gets some garlicky flavor on it. There. I probably made like too many potatoes, but honestly, you can never have too many potatoes.
What would you do with leftover potatoes?
Eat them.
How?
Put them in my mouth and chew them.
That's how you eat food?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
How do you eat it? Through IV?
I like to
Blend it up and drink it?
Yes. What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
I don't know about food really. Like what's
the weirdest non-food you've ever eaten?
Cockroach
Okay.
and a grub worm.
How'd you eat the grub? Like, what was the deal with the grub worm?
The grub worm, it was back in San Antonio when it had like stormed really bad. A bunch of trees, like the branches were breaking off and shit. We found on the side of the road there was like a bunch of chopped up like wood and stuff like from a tree. When we went to go get it to like burn firewood, and we noticed that one of the tree trunks or whatever the fuck had like a bunch of holes in it. So we like cracked it open and there was like these big fat grub worms in there. And me and my friend Robert, he played drums on that Human Issue tour.
Yep.
I think you met him.
Yep.
Yeah, me and him roasted them over an open fire.
You roasted them?
Yeah, and like kind of like just browned their skin a little bit.
Uh-huh. Were they crispy?
So kind of. They had like a little bit of a crunch from the char that they had.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny, there was a video of us eating it, and we both looked kind of like reluctant or whatever, but then we like bit into it, and our faces changed, and we look at each other, and we're like, dude, that's not bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually really good. We put sriracha on it. Just for now. We'll put a fucking piece of shit fish here. And some fucking spicy. Hot.
So what's up with the cockroach that you ate then? How did you enjoy it?
I didn't. It tasted the way that like mothballs smell.
Ew.
Yeah. It was like crunchy. It was like a fucking gusher.
Oh,
It was
God.
like a crunchy gusher.
Ew.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Did you eat it plain?
Yeah. No. I'm lying. I ate it between two Ruffles chips. I was just drunk, and I saw a roach crawling on the wall. Slapped it, and it like broke its legs or something. And I picked it up, put it in between two chips, and fucking ate it. My friend slapped me for eating it. She was all, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Here's an advert in less than 50 seconds. Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? Do you want to feel better in your mind and body? Then check out the wellness coaching that I offer. It's kind of like therapy. You can share what's on your mind, and then it's all about taking action. You'll learn new tools to help you heal and grow through what's tripping you up. We can focus on anything from physical health to mental health. Schedule a free 15-minute consult over on the website to learn more. And check out our Healthy Touring course. This self-guided online video course is for any level of musician. Whether you tour all the time or only sometimes, you'll learn a ton if your goal is to play better, feel better, and be better. With special appearances by members of Descendants, Teenage Bottle Rocket, The Last Gang, The Lawrence Arms, and more. Head over to the website for all the details. Now, back to the interview. So, since we already saw you doing all of the cooking, now we can kind of do the other half of the episode, which is a little small quasi interview on mental health stuff to keep the episode on brand, right?
Yep.
Is there anything that you forgot to add when you were on the last time that you were like, you know what, I should have shared that?
Probably, but I forgot now.
Okay. So, if you had a friend who was struggling with like mental health stuff, vague mental health stuff,
Right.
what would you say to them or suggest?
I mean, I would just be there for them, you know? A lot of times, like, you know, you don't have to say anything. You just gotta be there to either listen or, you know, just kind of treat them kind of like you would treat your friend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just be a friend to them, you know? Not everybody needs, like, you know, somebody to say something profound to them or, you know, help them get out of their rut. Like, they just need to know that your support is there.
Yeah, and that you're present and that you're listening. I feel like most people, because this happens to me, you need the space, but then you work it out while you're speaking it yourself. You figure out stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like space and just knowing that somebody's there. Like, that there are people that I can, you know, if I did feel like talking or whatever, I could hit them up.
Do you believe in regrets?
I mean, what do you mean by do I believe in them? Like, I mean, I feel regret.
So you
know?
do.
Yeah.
So how do you process that so it doesn't stay feeling heavy?
I mean, honestly, it kind of always, you know, stays heavy. It's just, you know, I learned to live with it differently. The more time between, you know, what I regret that I have between that and now, you know, the more time the better. It's like, it's easier, you know, but that shit, you know, creeps up in your dreams sometimes, you know. I don't think that that's really something that you could just make go away, you know.
Well, I don't think it's going away. It's just changing your relationship with it so it's not like a consistent weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This fish is good.
The fish is really good. The fish is super tender. And the potatoes are perfectly tender as well.
Right? Came out good. I wasn't sure if it was going to.
It's also just so pretty. Pretty food is important, but ugly food can taste good too.
Yeah. True.
Here's one. What about self-forgiveness?
I think that's important, you know, to forgive yourself. It's hard, and it's easier said than done, but, like, it's so important. Because if not, then you just kind of stay stuck in, like, a cycle or something, you know, like, of, like, this just, like, self-wallowing, like, you just fucking hate yourself or something, and that's not good. That doesn't work for anybody, you know? That shit can ruin friendships, dude.
Yeah, that's true. So what, I mean, like, are there tactics or things, or just, that helps you?
I mean, really, it's just like practicing it, like practicing trying being nice to yourself and stuff. Like I said, it's not easy, but like sometimes it takes a long time, like months, fucking year, until you're finally getting to the point with yourself where you're like, you know what, like I forgive myself for this, like, because I mean, there's been a lot of shit that I've had to like forgive myself for, the longer I wait to try to do it, it's like the worse my shit gets.
Yeah.
The more like depressed I get,
Everything just festers.
Yeah, it kind of feels like everything's just kind of unraveling.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned being nice to yourself. What kind of stuff, as you've gotten older, have you started doing that's kinder to yourself?
I mean, for one, like, stop talking bad about yourself, Like, it's not healthy to be like, oh, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, or... I mean, I'm guilty of doing it at times. Like, I'll be like, oh, fuck, I'm an asshole, but...
Did you catch it?
Like... I mean, yeah, I catch it, and I still fucking mean it, because I can be an asshole, But, I'm just like, I'm nicer to myself about it these days. It's like, yeah, I'll call myself an asshole or whatever, but, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't hate myself, I try to be like, no, like when I start to catch myself like overthinking and like kind of spiraling out, like I'm like, no, you're fine, like it's okay, like, you're not like terrible, you're not the worst person in the world, like, you got people that care about you and stuff, like, so I don't know, I try to like not think as negatively towards myself, but
yeah.
I
mean, that's
still
like
learning.
That's the foundation of it, though. And like anything, it's all a practice. And the point is like if you have the awareness around it and you catch it, then I mean, even if it happened, you caught it. So like That's still the progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many people. I mean, like all of us. Most people think such negative thoughts about ourselves in our own head. Like, you wouldn't treat like other people that way,
Yeah.
So you mentioned in your interview that you had done therapy. Is there any like tools or anything that you've learned that still sticks with you or that's been super helpful?
Like from therapy?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, fuck.
No. No, I just learned that, I don't know, that it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to do.
Therapy?
It's important to like, open up to a different person that's like not your friends or family, so that they're not always constantly burdened with your bullshit. Like I did that to people in my past and it sucks and, I regret doing that. But, so yeah, but as far as like, coping techniques or anything like that, no, I don't really... I mean, I pay attention about as much as I did in high school when I'm in therapy. I'm like, fuck.
Like you're paying for it.
I know I am. Well, no, not anymore. Because I haven't been able to afford it.
So what have you been doing in place of it to help keep you on the level?
Just trying to stay focused on all the shit that matters right now, Like... important things I need to do for myself and, giving everything else a fucking break. Like,
Prioritizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very adult thing.
All I'm fucking worried about right now is the next few shows we have coming up and then the tour with Human Issue. I'm just more concerned about the upcoming shows we have with Toxins and the Human Issue tour in February. I don't really care to like... I don't know, go out and hang out or go do anything. I just want to focus on my shit. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good too, because by way of, I mean, the flip side of focusing on that is just not putting yourself in situations where there'd be more drama or things that would just create more issues that you would need to go into therapy to talk about. And
Yeah.
Right? So you said that you regret having unloaded so much in the past on, like, friends.
Yeah.
But was it something that you needed at the time? I mean, because I feel like the biggest thing with regrets is remembering you're making the best decision you can in that moment. And yeah, in the future, you could see something that you could have done differently. But at the time, was it what you needed?
I mean, yeah, but, you know, it's just we weren't, like, it wasn't like, we weren't seeing eye to eye on that, you know? So, you know, I should have just, I don't know. I think I was just, like, in a panicky state or whatever for, like, a really long period of time. I was just always, like, you know, almost coming off as, like, fucking frantic or, like, dramatic or something. I don't know. I was overworked. I was, you know, not sleeping enough. I was drinking too much. So, you know, it led to a lot of, like, poor decision making. So, you know, end up pushing some people away. And, I mean, that happens. You know, now I know. Now I know better.
So then it can't really be a regret because you learned something from it.
I guess so. I mean,
I don't
like,
believe
I still, like, I mean, isn't regret by, like, what's the definition of regret?
What is the definition of a regret? I don't know. Look it up. I mean, it's having, like, it's some kind of internal anger, you know, disappointment with yourself that you're not releasing.
Yeah, it's to feel disappointed over something that's happened and, you know, you could have done differently, basically. So, I mean, just because I learned my lesson from it, I don't think that takes away the feeling of regret from it, you know? Because regret's just a feeling, it's like an emotion, sort of, you know? So, yeah, I could learn from it, but I'll still, like, dwell on it, you know? I'll still be, like,
disappointed.
Fuck. Yeah, when I think about it, I'll cringe. I'll be like, oh, God, I'm so embarrassing.
And that's another, because I wrote a essay for the blog and then did the podcast thing from it on do you make yourself cringe is what it was called. And the whole point is, like, it's a really good metric for your growth because, like, if you look back on yourself and you're like, oh man, nothing wrong there.
Yeah.
And, like, if you're not cringing, like, oh my God, why did I do that? Then, like, you're not growing, you know?
Yeah.
You've stayed exactly the same.
Some cringes that I get, I'll, like, think about it. And then I'll just be like, I'll just shake my head and I'll start kind of laughing. I'll be like, oh my God, you fucking dumbass. I'll just be like, Jesus, man, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty much my whole 20s was like, oh my God, what was I doing?
Yeah, I was kind of, you know, out of control there for a minute.
But, like, I mean, we learn from experience, so.
Yeah. We're supposed to.
Repeated experiences sometimes.
Yeah. I'm habitual.
All right, well, the food's almost gone, and we've talked enough about mental health stuff. So thanks for cooking,
of course,
and sharing, and coolest bonus episode ever for the podcast.
Yeah.
This will, like, take the cake. That's a phrase, right? Take the cake?
Yeah. It's definitely been interesting.
So the Human Issue Tour, when is that? Where are you guys going?
It's February 24th through March 5th, I want to say. Hold on, I have the flyer, because I don't know off the top of my head where we're going. It'll be here. San Diego, San Pedro, Santa Rosa. What does that say?
I think it's isn't it Arcadia? I think there's an I missing. Arcata? I think it's Arcadia.
Oh, it's a skate park. That's cool. Rampart skate park.
So
Bend, and then we're going Bend, Oregon, Seattle, I don't know what that says.
Kelowna, British Columbia, Vancouver, Nanaimo. I don't know. So you're playing 4 dates in British Columbia, including Victoria Island, I think. So
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Yeah, we're doing the Canada dates with a band called Dayglow Abortions. I have not yet had the chance to check them out, but I heard they're pretty good.
Yeah. I know someone who likes them, and I guess I assumed that they were a current band, but I think they're old.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And pushed the envelope back then, I guess. So
That's cool.
should be pretty far out.
Yeah. I would fucking love ice cream right now.
Ice cream. We should go get ice cream.
Like an ice cream sandwich sounds good.
We should get ice cream. Thank you for
That'd be
tuning
sick.
in. And if you want the recipe for what Matt made, you could try asking. But
Oh, you could ask. It's very simple. So
yeah, we're going to go get ice cream now.
Nothing.
We're going to have a lot of outtakes, I think.
Whoops. And this bitch is already preheating, so.
Wait, hold on. Take it. I want to be able to film something like action. What are you doing?
Taking bones out. You can usually find them, like, around these areas, like, close to the... I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just know what I'm doing. Oh. What the fuck am I doing? Everything's over here.
Oh, fuck you. What are we doing?
I'm putting heavy cream in it.
That really won't pick up your audio at all. What are we doing?
I'm putting heavy cream in it. I don't have a fucking fish spat. That's stupid. I like this fucking thing though.
So pretty.
That was flipping the fish.
This is a cool angle.
You're gonna eat this.
Who?
You.
Okay.
Right now. Do it now.
How hot is it?
It's pretty hot.
Well then.
You can just take a nibble of it. Or you want me to eat it too?
Hold on, where do I look? It's just the seeds that are spicy, right? If I just get the flesh, it's not bad. Oh, it's already hot on my tongue.
Sometimes this shit gives me the hiccups when they're spicy.
Oh, it's kicking in. Yeah, my throat's burning some. You need to ask me how the pepper was or something to complete that. Or I just do it as outtakes. I'll do outtakes, never mind.
What was it?
I'm eating more of it. But that's what I was going to say. Oh, it's still recording.
My nose is all running from the pepper.
Yeah.
It's not that hot.
Maybe that's why they're not cooked. They're so pretty. It's gonna be
they better. Is that too big? Yeah, it's too fucking big. I don't think we have a lid for that. I think it just is this.
still bigger, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little big.
No one's complaining.
Kind of use the steam to like maybe help the potatoes get a little more tender.
Say that again.
I see you. Use the steam to help the potatoes get a little more tender.
It's a good tactic.
We don't want it to break.
So how do you keep it from breaking?
You just fucking do it right.
Temperature?
You do the fucking shallots and it's supposed to be peppercorn and bay leaf. You knew if we had peppercorn or not. I thought we did.
Sorry. Drink a cup of What mug are you using? Oh, who's that band?
It's some friends of mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like wish you were in that band?
Sometimes I'm like, man, it would be cool to be in that band. But they're good. They're pretty good. And that's fucking it.
What's the lemon for?
Oh yeah, fuck. I forgot I was gonna use that. Just gonna... What's the matter? You don't like it?
No, I'm excited to eat it. I'm gonna be editing this part too. It is good. The sauce is really good. What?
Nothing. I was just looking at you.
The red thing is there, right? Like I did fucking record this, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, what if I didn't press record?
That would suck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, let's make the plate of food look like it's untouched. Push it all together to the middle.
Yeah, just like shave it down right here. Move this guy over here. And that.
So we cook this tiny little fillet.
Yeah. Fancy shit.
Yes, that's what it is. Oh, cauliflower's really cold.
Yeah, it was the
like
first
ice
thing
cold.
done. I don't know about ice, but...
The white one was. Brain freeze.